Hello, we are Group 2, and our topic is Human Library. So, what is Human Library? Unlike paper books provide in a normal library, what you can read in Human Library is a real person. Sometimes we may have some misunderstanding or even discrimination to a particular group of people. Human Library has provided a venue for real talk, which helps us better understand each other. It encourages a thoughtful conversation and reduces stereotyping and biases. It is found in Denmark in July 2000, and its motto is to unjudge someone. Well, you may never heard of Human Library, but indeed, Human Library has expanded to all corners of the world. We can now find Human Library in over 80 countries, and it is just nearby. You may now join programs offered by the Human Library Hong Kong. It seems that we now have a brief understanding to Human Library. I will pass the time to Chen, and he will explain the benefits of Human Library.
Human Library can achieve mutual communication. Ever since the creation of the Human Library, people have continually discovered that it can help us understand each other better. Many of the contradictions, conflicts, barriers, and even discrimination in the world are caused by insufficient communication between people, and often the normal population has insufficient communication with vulnerable groups and minorities. To eliminate such prejudice, Human Library provides a peaceful platform for bridging the gap between people. Bill Carney, a black volunteer from Human Library, found many white people were sober about racial discrimination, which demonstrates Human Library has contributed to bridging the gap between people. A study from BMC Security states the Human Library intervention is effective at enhancing overall MHL and reducing stigma and preferred social distance. Further studies are suggested to further develop the MHL construct, Human Library interventions, and the MHL scales for consolidating evidence-based practice. The people lent out by the Human Library are often perceived as minorities or vulnerable groups, such as homosexuals, disabled people, female firefighters, funeral managers, AIDS patients, and so on. When the reader communicates with these people, the reader will listen to their story carefully, because what they experienced is unprecedented to the reader. Only after people emphasize with the hardships of others' lives will they know how to understand and tolerate others, which is the meaning of holding Human Library activities. Human Library is inspiring despite of many obstacles. As mentioned above, Human Library plays an important role in achieving mutual communication. However, the Human Library has its limitations, which may be the cause of its unpopularity. In our views, there are three possible reasons. First, it is hard to create human books as their special identities, and the process of accumulating knowledge is time-consuming and unmanageable. Second, it's costly for them to hold this activity, especially the organization is non-profit based. Third, due to the epidemic in recent years, the Human Library is naturally difficult to carry out as an offline activity. Despite of all the obstacles, Human Library is still in its preliminary stages, and the organization is trying to overcome every challenge. It has much more potential in the long run, especially now we urgently need a solution for reducing the social divide during the COVID-19 pandemic. Different categories of its benefits, such as in the social dimension, deserve further exploration. We hold a firm belief that the spirit of mutual understanding and the elimination of barriers conveyed by the Human Library is like the sun shining on people in the cold winter. Next, Lily will introduce the recommendation of the Human Library for us.
Because of the increasing popularity of the Human Library, it is recommended that more funding can be allocated to it to encourage people to participate in the Human Library. Those funds are used to support the organization to design and promote more activities and train the volunteers. It is proposed that more government-funded programs be launched in collaboration with local human library, such as Human Library Hong Kong, to provide more workshops and talks to all walks of life and attract publicity for the event. Do you know why the government has to commit resources to the human library? The reason is that the governments have the responsibility to implement policies and provide direct services to the community to eliminate the bias to develop the society. So, these programs aim to provide a platform that may include a series of living books for community to engage with members that were marginalized before and have stepped out of the shadow now. For example, in 2017, a medalist of the Paralympic Games was invited to interact with the audience to experience the feeling of playing table tennis in a wheelchair. In the process, the audience will grasp the concept of how successful people strive for their goals. With more funding, it is hoped that we are on the way to ensuring that participation can be improved. The allocated funding levels can be used to upgrade both software and hardware. In terms of hardware, it is encouraged to purchase the equipment so that the format of the participation can be enhanced to online meetings and workshops, especially during the pandemic. Those activities can be organized via a website or an app on their mobile phone or tablet. In addition, the participants will encourage to invite their families and friends so that the events can reach a broader audience. In terms of the software, the government should set long-term goals for the funding by adding more volunteering and employment opportunities to blossom their potential. Some of you may be interested in seeking duties. Some of you may want to be a living boss. Some of you may want to get more experience in human management. So, if more abundant training courses around human libraries can be held, including courses surrounding human resources, communications, and speaking skills, everyone in their posts can be empowered by provisions of welfare and well-rounded development. In developing these services, the government can reach two goals: strengthening the confidence of the young and diversifying the human library.
After we study the human library, we are inspired by the work of human library to reflect on what should be done to eradicate the problems of unequal development. With a series of programs, talks, and interaction with human books, we are certain that a human library will be able to glean a pool of local talents for the benefits of our community. Let's discuss more probabilities in the human library. Remember, don't judge books by their covers. Thank you.